Again, good morning from Harper's Ferry, USA, across the world, and I hope points beyond. Perhaps other planets are tuning in. But at least we've got a global audience, and that is so exciting. Thomas?
Well, I just wanted to know what your impressions were of the past couple of days so far. We're starting day 3. It's the last day of the main conference. We have a day 4, which is almost all emerging company showcase, terrific companies. We hope that you'll come back and listen to some of the great innovative stories that they're going to tell tomorrow. But we do have a bonus session in the 9 to 10 o'clock hour Eastern time. Jamie Raskin, some of you who were at Metabesity in previous years will remember him as an alumnus speaker, a best-selling author. He did something amazing, in my estimation. It was during the pandemic year. It was around April. He started up an organization called One Shared World out of scratch, and within 6 months, he produced the inaugural summit and drew over 1 million viewers. And last month, he had the second annual summit, and he drew over 3 million viewers. So Jamie's going to lead a session of young enthusiasts in healthy longevity about what motivates them to come to the field and how we can assemble an army of young people.
You know, I have 2 related good shout outs related to that. And also Zan said, we're global, we're going global. I actually got 2 emails, one from Cape Town and a publisher, Longevity Live, one of our supporters, saying that she's gotten great feedback from her readers. Now, these are consumers, younger people, mostly women, very interested in their own longevity. But the other was from Paris. And that was, an organization that said that they were really following our conference. And for the first time, they could follow the geroscience. So they cut through the jargon. I was thrilled with both of those.
Merci too, Adrienne. That's great to hear. And of course, we've got so much more to say, but let's begin the meeting formally. We're going to continue our chat. If you've just joined in the past minute, you're not late, you're right on time, but we were just beginning our informal discussion, coming to you live from Harper's Ferry, USA, 60 miles up the Potomac River from Washington, D.C., and the site of, or possibly the site of next year's meeting. Again, we haven't decided where it will be.
The date has been fixed, October 10 to 13th, 2022. Please reserve that in your calendar.
Yeah, well, it's going to happen for sure, and it's just a matter of where, but you will, in short order, hear about that, and we look forward to actually seeing you in person sooner or later. At the very least, we do want to have some kind of physical meeting. It may be a hybrid kind of session, but I think and Adrienne, you would say this well, that community is what we're all about.
Yes, it is, very much so. So there's a lot of ways that we can continue this community. One of the things that we know is a lot of energy is put into a conference. You as attendees put in energy as well, and then it's over. But right now, in the next couple of days, you can start to communicate with each other right on our conference platform. And Thomas made sure that I reminded you that you can answer polls, go to the live feed, put in information that you think is important, comment on it. Of course, through every session, we have the chat and the Q&A. So there are a lot of things that you can do, including looking at the slides and the materials of our speakers and seeing their bios and information about them.
Can I interject that as someone who has attended hundreds of conferences, one of the things I really appreciate the most is knowing who my co-conference attendees are, and you can check that on Cadence.
You can, and you can network with them. You can put in your schedule when you would like to see them, and if they're available for you and they agree, you can have networking sessions, not just in our afternoon events.
That's right. And we're going to be coming back to the epitome of our community and the tool that was supported, the Kitalys campus. Adrienne will take us there in just a minute for a very brief tour and explanation. But again, we believe that one of the important elements of what we're doing here is to actually break down the silos. I know one person objected to that term because it sounds like we're being destructive, but on the contrary, we're wanting to build bridges, and that's what yes, and so by having this expanded global community, we are, I believe, achieving that goal. And we'll come back to talk about some other elements in just a moment, but let me first apologize for shamelessly promoting my village of Harper's Ferry. You've seen a few segments where I've tried to get out in front of the scenery, and I apologize for the figure, but the scenery is breathtaking. I want you to see it for yourselves. There have been some technical issues along the way. The Zoom format does not allow very good reproduction of these video segments. So we're going to make those available without any charge, along with some other material that you'll, I hope, enjoy having. And we certainly want you to partake of the recorded sessions, and that can be done. You'll understand how to do that in due course. But let's now go to Adrian to introduce us to the campus.
So we can put our slides up. Our Zoomistas will be doing that. But here's what you can do. You go to our own institute website. Kitalys Institute is the actual promoter and organizer of this campus. And it is nonprofit, and you are absolutely invited free of charge. I want to make that very clear to you. You go to kitalys.org and go to campus. You'll see that right in the menu button. And three things are available to you there. First, a review of the campus itself. So everything I'm telling you, you'll see right there. The other is, if you're already a member, and every one of our speakers are already a member, you simply go to login and you will be on the home page. But if you're not a member, simply say join and tell us that you were at this conference. Every single person who's at this conference is eligible to be a member of the campus. Now, once you're there, simply go to the Get Started button. Please change the slide now so that we can see the home page. And you will go to Get Started, which is right on this particular page. But the important part is on the left. There you can see the word My. This is your campus. That's where you put in your profile. You tell people who you are, what you're interested in. You will also see forums and special interest groups that you can not only join, but create and invite others. There's a one-stop call, video call button, so that you can communicate with your friends, the new friends that you'll be making and the new colleagues that you'll be making. Please change the slide. And why are we doing this? Well, we're doing it for the exact reason that Zan said. We are silo busting. We think the silos are destructive. We would like to break them down. And that's why it's not just forums with special interest groups, but it's an ability for you to go and see what other people in the community of healthy longevity, aging, policymaking, academia are saying and doing, and collaborate with them all year long. Please change the slide. And what we've done with this is we've allowed you to submit articles, which we will curate so that what's up there is really interesting to everybody. But you can begin to read from journals, see videos, take a look at what other people in the aging, healthy longevity, and geroscience communities are really doing. And you'll get breaking news. We'll be monitoring this, and we'll be adding news that we find from around the world that's important to us in our mission quest for healthy longevity for all. Please change the slides. Now, these contributions and this goal is not going to be reached without you. It's really as simple as that. We're asking you to participate. How do you do it? Go to kitalys.org, either log in if you're already a member, and every one of our 70 plus speakers and many others are already members. Join if you're not a member. Simply tell us that you have been a member of this conference and that you've registered for the conference. It's free. It'll let you in immediately. And then go to the Get Started button. It's going to bring you through 6 different instructions for all the 6 ways that you can use it, from calling your neighbor to putting in your own profile. And I think we're up to the last slide right now. Let's take a look at that. So the tools, a one-click video chat with the other folks that have joined us, forums that you can join. I think of it as LinkedIn on steroids. Yeah, special interest groups that you could create, and you can even make them private if you would like, because we expect that there's going to be great thinking going on here. And then the Kitalys Institute Sorcerer. Thomas said, sorcerer, what are you talking about? Well, show them what we're talking about on the next slide, please. The sorcerer is really you. You have a choice of putting in your bricks and mortar map so that people can find you. Of course, your picture, what you do, what you're interested in, videos. You can promote your business because remember, every one of you has been curated beforehand because it is a free, but it is a request to join membership group. And we just hope to continue this, I would say, forever, not just between every single conference.
Just
Thomas,
like HealthSpan.
Thomas, you always say that you're the everyman when it comes to this. What do you like about it?
Well, I think in terms of Reddit and subreddits, the idea of the special interest groups and the forums or the fora, where you can carry on the conversation. Right now, you're hearing the speakers. Maybe there's some chat in the background. But the typical conference I go to, it's one and done. And maybe you come back next year. But what we'd like to see is a continuing conversation, which you can carry on right now in Cadence, but certainly carry over to the Kitalys Institute. And I'm hoping that over a period of days, weeks, years even, there'll be an accumulation of wisdom, of exchange of views, that as well as the creation of a community. So love to see that.
Yeah, and just great to have this resource. It's very exciting. Adrian is going to also tell us about something to look forward to today at the end of our meeting, which is a gala celebration. We'll do that in a moment, but just to say that Kitalys Institute, for those who don't know it or understand its purpose, is a not-for-profit organization. It is a labor of love. We have very little or limited support at this point. We hope that we will attract support over time that will allow us to do things like go to FDA, go to Congress, go to places where it's needed to catalyze the action that is required to make the ecology of therapeutic and other product development for HealthSpan feasible. And so that is our mission in principle. And so you can join with us, certainly with your moral support. And if you have the means, of course, we would welcome any kind of financial support. But again, the main thing is it's a labor of love. We do it because we see this as one of the most important, or in my case, the most important thing I can do in my remaining years. And I hope you will make those longer than they otherwise will be by coming up.
I'm smiling because I feel like I'm actually participating in an NPR fundraising drive. I'm talking about this.
Sorry if it sounds commercial.
but I'm looking in the chat, and someone has asked, do we have access to recordings? Adrian, maybe you can comment about the schedule of how we do this. But for example, Kitalys Institute is the site where we would post the videos and the recordings. So.
Well, we do a variety of things. First of all, if you have a VIP ticket, and it is not too late to go to Metabesity 2021.org and actually upgrade. Of course, this conference is free for 1,000 people, but you can get a VIP ticket, which allows you to get the recordings very, very quickly. So that is one of the
We were just reviewing rushes from day one.
Absolutely.
Last night.
We do
really
that.
Cool.
And it's wonderful. So you can get raw footage very, very quickly with links immediately. The second thing, though, is that as time goes by and our VIP people have already enjoyed the recordings, we do make it public. We do this on YouTube. And as you said, you can go to our campus. And it's not just the recordings from this conference, but we're already teeing up for webcasts of all types from what you tell us you have enjoyed from this. That's why this is really your conference. If you go to live feed, if you email us, and you'll find that on Cadence and say, this is what I really wish you would do more of, we will do more of that. And we will be posting those recordings free of charge. And with regard to the fundraising drive, that's what we really are interested in doing. This is a lean, mean machine. Everything is going toward getting this information and education out to you, to Washington, and even to the schools. So the more you help us, the more we can help in getting healthy longevity to become a national policy for all.
All right, enough of that commercial. We want to come back to what will be a lot of fun at the end of the conference. And Thomas is going to set up the first session in just a moment. We're only
Can I make a
90
plug
seconds.
for that? It's Doug Wallace is moderating the mitochondria panel, and that webinar video that we have racked up, I think, over 11,000 views so far since January. So
Yeah,
looking
that's
forward to
why
that.
we're
So,
bringing Doug and company back, because that was such a
a
blockbuster.
bestseller.
Yeah, and there will be others like that. So we're not waiting until next October to come back to you. We will be having these focused webinars that I think you truly will enjoy and benefit from. But we're running out of time. Adrienne, talk about the gala.
Okay, so on a sequin, and meet with us today right after our last session. We're going to have Chris Turner. He's a songster, but with a twist. He has an amazing memory. He can remember everybody's name that's on the chat. He will see your picture on it, because you'll see how you can do that with our Zoom function. And he will make up songs, and he makes up songs about some of the people you would never believe, like right here.
Rap.
Yeah, and it's a rap song, hilariously funny.
British.
And he's British, and although he's in Colorado right now, because he's all over the world in terms of being a performer. But we had him last year. And why again? Well, we got so much feedback. This is the best Zoom or online gala we've ever attended. It's a ho-hum. This was wonderful. We never stopped laughing. Well, you please join us at the gala, and you can bring a prop. He will see you. He will make a song or a story about you. And it's just a great time for all.
And well, it's so exciting. And we just really hope you will join us. It's going to be a great evening. I see that we are at the time for our next session. So Thomas, take it away.
Jamie now, or are we doing ready?
Oh yeah, we've got one thing to bring in just before we start our session.
Bruce, can you run the tape for our special guest, and then we'll get right started with the mitochondria panel.
Hi, it's Congressman Jamie Raskin, Maryland's beautiful 8th Congressional District, which is Montgomery County and Frederick County and Carroll County. I want to send all of my warmest greetings to the people at the Targeting Metabesity Conference. And I want to thank all of the speakers and the conferees and attendees for your great work in addressing chronic diseases that are caused by and associated with and exacerbated by aging. We know that COVID-19 has made far more acute the need to address directly the healthcare of citizens, senior citizens, and also the health concerns of senior citizens. So we obviously have to take into account the health needs of the most vulnerable people in society, and that includes, of course, a lot of aging people. So let us move forward to learn from the nightmare of COVID-19 to develop health policies that will address the entire population and specifically the needs of the aging. All of us will benefit when we consider and incorporate the needs of the aging in planning the expansion, the development of Medicare. I'm delighted that we are considering vision and hearing and dental care as part of the new Build Back Better package. But in general, moving forward, we have to keep in mind the needs of this specific population. So thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for bringing a rigorous scientific approach to the whole field.
So thank you very much for that, Congressman Jamie Raskin. We're now about to start the mitochondria session. And I want to introduce the moderator, Doug Wallace of the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, a pioneer in mitochondrial genetics. And as I mentioned a few minutes ago, when this panel, or actually everyone on this panel was on last January in a Kitalys Institute webinar, and we've racked up over 11,000 hits so far, views so far. So Doug, please take it away.